Have you ever wondered why the lines on our hands have fascinated people throughout history? Welcome to the captivating world of palmistry, an ancient practice that has piqued human curiosity for millennia. Palmistry, also known as chiromancy, is an art form steeped in mystery and intrigue, with roots that reach deep into the rich soils of global history. The allure of this practice is its universal prevalence. Regardless of geography or era, humans have long been fascinated by the idea that our destinies could be etched in the lines of our palms. The origins of palmistry are as elusive as the future it purports to predict. Some trace its beginnings back to the mystic traditions of the Indian subcontinent, while others argue that the practice was born in the heart of ancient China. But for today's story, we're going to focus on 4 significant civilizations that brought palmistry into prominence: the Mesopotamians, Egyptians, Romans, and Greeks. The ancient Mesopotamians, a civilization that thrived between the Tigris and Euphrates rivers, were renowned for their advanced knowledge in various fields, including mathematics, astronomy, and yes, palmistry. They believed that each line on the hand held a secret, a key that could unlock the mysteries of fate and fortune. Moving on to the land of the pharaohs, palmistry held a special place in ancient Egyptian culture. Their intricate system of hand-reading was so highly regarded that it was often reserved for the elite, providing guidance to pharaohs and high priests on matters of state and spirituality. And then, there were the Romans and Greeks, 2 civilizations known for their philosophers, scholars, and their fascination with divination methods. Palmistry was no exception, as they sought to understand the human condition and the natural world through the lines and shapes of the hand. Hold out your hand and look at the lines. Isn't it intriguing to think that our ancestors saw these lines as a roadmap to our fate? As we delve deeper into this journey, we'll unravel the fascinating narratives behind these lines, and perhaps we might even learn a thing or two about ourselves along the way. Let's travel back in time to the cradle of civilization, where palmistry possibly took its first breath. Picture the vast expanse of ancient Mesopotamia, where the mighty Tigris and Euphrates rivers provided the lifeblood for the world's earliest urban societies. Amidst this fertile crescent, a unique form of divination began to take root: palmistry. The Mesopotamians, a group that included the Sumerians, Akkadians, Babylonians, and Assyrians, were deeply spiritual. They believed the cosmos was a grand, interconnected web of divine influence, and this divine influence, they thought, was inscribed right in their hands. Yes, the lines etched on our palms, so easily overlooked today, were considered a direct communication from the gods in ancient Mesopotamia. Each line, each crease, was a divine message waiting to be interpreted. To these ancient societies, the hand was a microcosm of the universe, encapsulating one's fate, potential, and personality. Palmistry was no frivolous pastime. It was a serious affair, carried out by priests and priestesses who were revered as intermediaries between humans and the gods. These diviners would study the lines on a person's hand, decipher the divine messages, and guide individuals in their daily lives and decision-making. From matters of health to love, from career choices to potential conflicts, palm readings informed and influenced a wide range of decisions. These practices were so integral to their culture that they even created intricate clay models of hands, etched with the lines and symbols used in palmistry. These models, some of the earliest records of palmistry, serve as a testament to the significance of this art in their society. So, in the land where writing was born, the lines on our palms were also being read like a book. Just as they etched cuneiform symbols into clay tablets, they read the lines on their hands, seeking divine guidance and insight. And thus, in the heart of ancient Mesopotamia, palmistry began its fascinating journey, a journey that would span cultures, continents, and centuries. From the Fertile Crescent, palmistry flowed down the Nile, making its mark on the land of the pharaohs. In the grand scheme of ancient civilizations, Egypt holds a unique place for its mysticism and deep spiritual practices. Among these, palmistry was not merely a practice, but an integral part of their spiritual fabric, weaved into their healing practices and their understanding of deities. The Egyptians held an unshakable belief in the divine, with a pantheon of gods and goddesses that influenced every aspect of their lives. For them, the lines on their hands were not random patterns, but direct messages from these deities, a celestial script written on their skin. Every hand was a unique manuscript, a roadmap of one's life and potential. The Egyptians believed these lines carried prophecies of their future and insights into their past. They saw their hands as a mirror to their soul, reflecting their character, health, and even their fate. This was not a practice reserved for the common folk alone. Even the mighty pharaohs, the living gods of Egypt, were not immune to the allure of palmistry. They too sought to read the divine script etched onto their hands, hoping to decipher the will of the gods and their own destinies. In this regard, palmistry played a role in their decision-making and their approach to rulership. It was a divine compass guiding their actions. The hands of the pharaohs were seen as a conduit for divine communication, a sacred channel that linked the mortal realm with the celestial. This belief was so deeply embedded that it found its way into their art and hieroglyphs, with hands often depicted in a manner that emphasized their significance. The lines on the hands were not just seen, but honored, respected, and studied. And so, the practice of palmistry in Egypt wasn't just about predicting the future, but about understanding the self and the divine. It was a spiritual journey, a quest for wisdom, and a pursuit of divine connection. The allure of palmistry was such that it even captivated the mighty pharaohs, who saw their hands as a reflection of divine communication. From the banks of the Nile, palmistry found its way to the intellectual powerhouses of the ancient world, Greece and Rome. As with many other aspects of their cultures, the Greeks and Romans were not simply passive recipients of palmistry. They adopted it, yes, but they also adapted it, molding it to fit their own philosophies and worldviews. In the vibrant, questioning environment of ancient Greece, palmistry was not just seen as a divinatory tool. Rather, it was integrated into the broader philosophical landscape. It was considered a way to understand the self, to delve into the mysteries of human nature, and to explore the universe around us. The lines on a person's hand were not just indicators of their fate, but were seen as a reflection of their character, their potential, and their place in the cosmos. The Greeks linked palmistry with their pantheon of gods and their rich tapestry of mythology. Each part of the hand was associated with a different deity. The fingers, for instance, were linked with the four elements: earth, air, fire, and water, and the gods that ruled them. These associations imbued palmistry with a sense of the divine, transforming it from a simple fortune-telling practice into a spiritual journey. The Romans, too, embraced palmistry, incorporating it into their own philosophical traditions. Renowned thinkers and philosophers of the time, such as Anaxagoras and Pliny the Elder, wrote about palmistry, further establishing its place in the intellectual and cultural life of the Roman Empire. But perhaps the most significant influence was that of the physician Galen. He believed that the lines on a person's hand could reveal their medical predispositions, a concept that is still echoed in some forms of modern palmistry. In the hands of the Greeks and Romans, palmistry was not just a mystical practice, but a philosophical one too. It was a tool for understanding the self and the world, a way to explore the mysteries of existence, and a path to achieving spiritual enlightenment. The journey of palmistry doesn't end in antiquity, it continues to intrigue us even today. This art, born in the cradle of civilization, has traversed through the sands of time, adapting, evolving, and embedding itself into the fabric of numerous cultures. Today, palmistry is practiced globally, from the vibrant streets of India to the sophisticated salons of Europe, each with their unique interpretations and methodologies, yet all echoing the wisdom of our ancient forebears. While palmistry in the past was used primarily for predicting the future or diagnosing illnesses, it has now expanded its reach. Today's palmists often delve into personality analysis, providing insights into an individual's character traits, strengths, and weaknesses. This evolution perhaps mirrors our society's shift from a fate-driven perspective to one of self-awareness and personal growth. However, the core premise of palmistry remains unchanged: the belief that our hands house a wealth of information waiting to be deciphered. The lines, mounts, and shapes that fascinated our ancestors continue to be the subject of study. The heartline, the headline, the lifeline, they all have their counterparts in modern palmistry, though their interpretations might have been tweaked to resonate with contemporary understanding. Contrasts do exist. For instance, in ancient times, the right hand was thought to show one's destiny, while the left hand reflected one's character. Today, many palmists consider both hands, arguing that they represent different aspects of the individual. The right hand, as per this school of thought, might represent the practical, external self, while the left hand could symbolize the emotional, inner self. Another key difference is that palmistry today is seen more as a tool for guidance rather than rigid prophecy. It empowers individuals to make informed decisions rather than resigning themselves to a predestined fate. As we trace the lines on our palms, we're not just predicting our future, but also connecting with our past, with the ancient civilizations that first saw something more in these lines. The legacy of palmistry, therefore, is a testament to humanity's ceaseless quest for understanding, a bridge that connects us to the profound wisdom of our ancestors.